welcome to the Shadow Talks. Without wasting time, let's go to the video. Chris and I had been working the night shift long enough to know our routine, but that night felt wrong the moment it started. I couldn't explain it, but something in the air felt heavy, like the building itself was holding its breath. I didn't know why yet, but deep down, I felt something bad was coming. The first time I saw the black sedan was at exactly 12:30 a.m. It didn't park, it didn't hurry, it just slowly circled the empty parking lot, like someone inside was studying the store. Then it drove away. At first I tried to ignore it, but something about the way it moved left a strange chill in my chest. But the sedan didn't stay gone. At 1:10 a.m. it came back, making the same slow circle around the lot. No rush, no sound, just moving like it had all the time in the world. Then at 1:45 it returned again, repeating the same pattern. I tried to look through the windows, but they were pitch black. Whoever was inside didn't want to be seen. That scared me more than I wanted to admit. I told Chris about the car, hoping he would take it seriously, but he just shrugged like it was nothing. "Maybe they're lost," he said. "We're right off the highway." He went back to work, calm as ever, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong, the kind of wrong your body senses before your brain understands it. Around 2 a.m., I was wiping down the counter when I heard car doors slam. The sound was sharp, echoing through the quiet store. I looked up and saw two men in black hoodies walking toward the entrance. Something about the way they moved, quick, focused, made my stomach twist. Before I could call out to Chris, they kicked the door open with one hard hit. "Make a sound and it'll be your last," one of them shouted. He pulled out a crowbar like he had used it before. The other reached under his hoodie and showed a hunting knife. My hands instantly began to shake. The man with the knife slammed his fist on the counter. "Open the register," he barked. I tried, but my fingers wouldn't stop trembling. Chris came out from the kitchen and froze when he saw them. "Easy," he said, raising his hands. "Just take whatever you want." The knife guy jumped over the counter and shoved me hard. I fell at Chris's feet as the robber ripped the register open. He stared at the money and growled, "$343. Where's the rest?" "That's all we have," I said, my voice shaking. The robber slapped me so hard my ear rang. "Lie again," he hissed. Chris tried to step forward to protect me, but the crowbar guy swung hard and hit him in the ribs. They forced us toward the back office, yelling, kicking, demanding more money that didn't exist. When they couldn't find anything, the knife guy snapped. He stepped toward me, rage in his eyes. But before he could touch me, Chris grabbed me by the arm and shoved me into the walk-in freezer. He slammed the door. I hit it hard, trying to push it open, but it wouldn't move. Through the small window, I watched my best friend stand between me and the robbers. Chris was already bleeding from the ribs, but he still tried to hold them back. He shouted for them to leave me alone. The crowbar guy kicked him in the face, breaking his nose. Blood sprayed onto the floor. Chris dropped, but tried to get back up again, refusing to let them reach the freezer. The next kick hit him in the temple, and he collapsed. The knife guy walked toward him, ready to finish it, but suddenly Chris pushed himself off the floor and tackled him, right in front of the freezer window. Blood dripped down his face, falling onto the man he pinned to the ground. Then the crowbar came down on the back of Chris's head, hard. He went limp instantly. The knife guy shoved him off, rolled him onto his back, and stabbed him in the stomach. The sound Chris made wasn't human. The second stab made him jerk. The third, he didn't make a sound at all. Blood poured out of Chris's body fast, soaking the floor. His mouth opened and closed, but only more blood came out. He turned his head toward the freezer. His hand dragged across the floor, leaving a long, dark red trail. He pressed his palm against the freezer door, right where my hand was on the other side. I watched his lips move. I couldn't hear him, but I knew what he said. "Safe. Then his hand slowly slid down the door, leaving a red streak. His eyes stayed open, still pointed toward me, but they weren't seeing anything anymore. The robbers ran out when they realized what they'd done. I was trapped in the cold with my best friend's blood on the door. I screamed until my voice broke. I don't remember who found us or who called the police. I just remember begging the paramedics to save Chris. They tried for 18 minutes. They couldn't undo what those monsters did. It's been 9 months. I still feel the freezer cold some nights. I still see Chris's hand sliding down that door in my dreams. The storm hit around midnight. The McDonald's sign outside flickered non-stop, and the windows rattled from the wind. I was working the drive-thru, wearing that stupid headset, pretending to be cheerful even though the whole place felt empty and wrong. Night shifts were never this dead, but the storm kept everyone away. I was wiping down the drink station when the headset beeped in my ear. "Welcome to McDonald's, what can I get for you?" I said. All I heard was static at first, and then a deep, muffled male voice, like someone speaking underwater. "Medium fries, vanilla shake." "All right, pull up to the first window," I said automatically. I glanced at the drive-thru camera monitor, but there was no car, no headlights, nothing but the empty parking lot and the speaker box getting hammered by rain. "Sir, are you still there?" I asked. I waited. 30 long seconds passed. I pressed the button again. "Sir, if you're having trouble..." The voice cut me off. The exact same words in the exact same tone. "Medium fries, vanilla shake." I checked the camera again. Still no car, not even a shadow. My chest tightened. I called my manager. "Sarah, the drive-thru camera's acting weird. Someone keeps ordering, but I can't see them." She walked over, squinted at the monitor, and said, "Probably the storm. Go check on them." I grabbed an umbrella and stepped into the rain. The cold water soaked my clothes instantly. The parking lot was empty, except for the 2 cars belonging to me and Sarah. I walked toward the drive-thru lane, and that's when I saw them, fresh tire tracks cutting through the puddles. But the tire tracks didn't turn toward the pickup window. They kept going straight, past the dumpsters, all the way toward the woods behind the store. My stomach twisted. Still, I followed them. The rain only got harder. I walked deeper into the woods, shoes sinking into mud. Through the trees, I suddenly saw 2 faint headlights flickering. A silver sedan was smashed into a huge tree. The front end was completely crushed, and steam poured from the engine. I lifted my phone's flashlight with shaking hands and looked inside. The driver was slumped over, head resting on the door. Blood covered his suit. The entire left side of his skull was caved in. Bone fragments stuck out. Brain matter mixed with hair. His jaw hung loose, barely attached. I stumbled backward, heart racing. Before I could call 911, the headlights suddenly flared to full brightness, blinding white light. And right then, I heard a voice whisper into my ear. Close. Too close. I felt cold breath on my neck. You forgot my order. I spun around. No one was there. Just the trees and the rain. When I looked back at the car, the dead man was sitting upright now. His eyes were wide open, staring straight at me through the cracked windshield. Blood still dripping from his ruined skull. I ran through the woods as fast as I could, crashing through branches, slipping in mud, until I burst through the McDonald's back door. Sarah saw my face and immediately called 911. I locked the door and stood there shaking, staring into the darkness outside. The police arrived with paramedics and a fire truck. I led them back into the woods, even though every part of me begged to stay inside. The car was still there, wrapped around the tree, but the headlights were dim again, and the driver was slumped in the exact same position, eyes closed.
One paramedic checked him and shook his head. "He's been dead for at least 4 hours," he said. My voice cracked. "But he talked to me!" They all looked at me like I was losing my mind. They said the lights were probably just electrical shorts, but I knew what I heard.
I quit the next day. Told them I needed to focus on school, anything that didn't sound crazy. But even now, when it rains late at night, I still hear that same deep, broken voice in my ear, whispering the order I never gave him. I was 17 that November, working the closing shift at the McDonald's on Granville Street in Vancouver. It was almost 11:30 p.m. and rain was pouring non-stop. My coworker Aria was mopping near the bathrooms while I wiped tables, both of us counting the minutes until we could lock up. The store was quiet, too quiet, and that's when the door opened. A man walked in. At first, he looked like just another late-night customer, soaked from the rain, maybe a little out of it. But then he stood there in the doorway, staring directly at me, not blinking, not moving. His dark hoodie and faded jeans were soaked and clinging to him, dripping onto the floor. But what froze me wasn't his stare. It was the thing he held in his hand, a handmade doll, about a foot tall, with button eyes and yarn hair. The hair was the same color as mine, same length too, and the doll wore a tiny McDonald's uniform. "Can I help you?" I asked, trying to sound normal. He didn't answer. He just stared with pale, watery eyes that never blinked. Then, slowly, his lips curled into a smile that made my stomach drop. "You're even prettier in person," he said softly, like he already knew me. Aria looked up from her mopping. "You ordering something or what?" she asked. He didn't even look at her. Instead, he took one step closer to me, water squelching in his shoes. "I love watching you, Anna. You always tie your hair the same way. You always wipe the tables from left to right. You're so predictable. It's cute." My heart stopped. He knew my name and my habits. "Who are you?" I asked, my voice shaking. His smile widened. "I brought you something." He lifted the doll higher. I saw the details clearly now. The yarn hair was exactly my shade. The button eyes matched my hazel ones, and a tiny paper name tag on the doll's chest read, "Anna." "I made her myself," he said proudly. "Took me 3 months to get the details right. The freckles were the hardest part." He turned the doll's face toward me, showing tiny stitched freckles on its nose. My chest tightened. Aria whispered, "Get Dave." But he chuckled softly and said, "Aria's not going anywhere, is she?" Then he reached into his hoodie and pulled out a knife. The blade flashed under the fluorescent lights. My breath caught in my throat. He pressed the knife gently against the doll's stomach. "You have no idea how long I've waited for this," he whispered. "All those nights watching you, your third-floor window. You really should lock it better." My legs almost gave out. "Dave!" Aria screamed, running toward the kitchen. The man didn't even flinch. "I need you to understand something, Anna," he said softly. "You belong to me." Then he plunged the knife into the doll's stomach. The fabric split open with a wet, tearing sound. But instead of stuffing, the doll was filled with blood-soaked sponges, raw meat, and tubes of red gel. When he sliced upward, everything spilled out, thick, dark liquid, and chunks of red tissue splattering onto his hands and the white tile floor. The smell of iron hit me hard. I gagged. He laughed, deep, excited, terrible. He stabbed the doll again and again, each thrust exploding more blood and meat onto the floor. "This is what happens to girls who don't listen," he growled. Then he grabbed the doll's head and twisted it until it came off with a soft snap. Dave burst through the kitchen doors with Aria behind him. They froze when they saw the man covered in red, holding the doll's severed head in one hand and the knife in the other. For one long second, nobody moved. Then sirens began to scream outside. The man's face twisted in fear. "They're taking me away from you," he whispered. "But they can't keep me away." He clutched the doll's head to his chest as police officers rushed through the doors. He didn't resist. He just stood there in the rain as they cuffed him, staring at me the whole time. As the cops pulled him outside, he mouthed something. I couldn't hear it over the noise, but I knew exactly what he said. "You're mine, Anna." Later, the police told me he had been stalking me for a month, watching me at work, maybe even following me home.
That was 10 months ago. I moved to another city, changed my number, dyed my hair blonde, and took a job at a small bookstore where I never have to work nights. Some nights, around 3 a.m., I wake up thinking I hear breathing outside my window, or see someone standing across the street, watching. The worst part is knowing he's still out there, thinking, waiting. People like him don't forget, and they know how to wait forever.
If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe my channel. See you on next videos. Till then, goodbye.